Happy birthday, Leo. It's your Cosmic Auntie. I hope that your season has been amazing. This is going to be your August tarot reading, or whenever this video finds you. I am recording it at the beginning. I think it's August 2nd. It's August 2nd. No, I'm second guessing. No, it is the second. I'm recording it on the 2nd. It's honestly just been such wild energy lately. There's been there is some wild kind of conjunctions happening with Mars and Uranus and the North Node and Taurus. So these are like really big kind of cosmic energies and that we all can be experiencing where, yeah, so it just feels a little cagey at times. It feels often very confronting, like Mars and Uranus are just gonna like punch through walls too, so lots can like kind of be a bit volatile but also a bit cathartic. Things that need to be addressed, well, you can address them. This energy is inviting you to do so, especially in Taurus, right? The things that we need to be clear about with ourselves, our bodies, our resources, our things, our everything, and how we feel in ourselves and how we show up in the world. There's a lot with that. So I really just have a hard time knowing what day it is right now. Oh, here comes a little cat to wish Leo a happy birthday. You can't be in front of the camera though. See? Say happy birthday. Oh, it's Leo's birthday. Oh. This is my cat, Liren. You gotta stay off today. You can come up later. Sorry, Leo. So, I hope that however this video finds you, you are, as well as you can be, and you are finding ways to break through limiting patterns, shift different energies, find new insight to something that you've been kind of banging up against for a while. Like, these are the kind of energies that can be very useful with that, and really rising into and stepping into your power and authenticity. It's Taurus, North Node. We're all learning about how to show up for ourselves and therefore show up for the world in an authentic, healthy way. Think as well as the planet, because Taurus is ruled by Venus and Earth. That's how I feel. So these are big things. These are really, really big things. And Taurus is also very stubborn. So we've got this these revolutionary kind of energies, this innovativeness from Uranus, this action, passion, pressure and from Mars, and then this commitment from Taurus. So wherever that falls in your chart, that is really going to show you it's really going to show you where that and tailor it to your experience a bit more. So take a look at your chart if you feel called to. All right, Leo. In all of this, I have to say as well, you have been a refuge in rather electrifying kind of, grating energy. Because when I sat down and started, tuning the cards and feeling into the energy, I saw a just delightfully beautiful basket of blueberries. So I put my blueberry earrings on, and they were just such beautiful blueberries, they were perfect, and they were all in this nice warm brown basket. It was very much a close-up, and it just felt so full. And so it just gave me this, sorry, my cat's hair is all over me. It just gave me this feeling of abundance and the cards that I saw kind of flicker out a little bit as I was tuning the cards was the 8 of Pentacles and the Magician. So I felt, you know, very much, Leo, that you have been out there like getting yours, you know, and preparing in some way, gathering, saving, working very hard, committing to the process of receiving and yeah, like building and creating what you want, this abundance, whatever that may be. It's very healthy. Blueberries are so healthy. Blueberries are so like full of antioxidants and all of these amazing other like vitamins, but all of it. So that gives me this healthy energy. It feels very, yeah, fresh. So let's jump in and see what's coming out in the cards. Because yeah, oh, look at that. I really feel, yeah, you're out there really like working hard, taking action on things that are really providing a harvest for you. And there's a commitment to the process, you know, because there's a lot of blueberries in this basket, which shows me energetically that there's been commitment to the gathering. And with the 8 of Pentacles, that is skill building, mastery, learning, commitment, practice, you know. So I just like, whatever you're out there building, working on, I can tell that, yeah, there's like an element of like, it just, I keep hearing growing corn, even though I'm seeing blueberries. So it's providing a harvest, really, is what I'm saying, which is like further inspiring more action. And we've been talking about some time now, Leo, of this like success and this legacy that you're creating. Sorry, I'm fumbling over my words. Over the last few months. So if you feel called to kind of go back a few months and watch some Leo videos, please do. And I always want to hear from you. So if you feel comfortable, leave a comment. Yeah, let's feel into this August energy. And as I do, like I always say, please tune into your own intuition, your own inner guidance. We're both going to be using intuitions today, okay? Please take what you want, leave the rest. Tarot's never supposed to tell you something you don't already know. There'll be a resonance that just is unmistakable, okay? So don't make anything fit. Yeah, let's get into this. So we have the 4 of Swords, oh my goodness, the 8 of Coins and the Page of Swords. And we had the Magician at the bottom of the deck. It's so interesting and amazing. And the Magician was also a hand. So I really feel you have busy hands right now. Building, doing, creating, gathering, like practicing, everything. Like I just feel, yeah, busy hands. At the same time though, there's like this sigh of like relief. Maybe there's been a time in August to like take a little bit of a break, or maybe there's been some like work that you can like delegate, which relieves some, because the 4 of Swords is rest and restoration. It's R&R. So with these busy hands and this like clarity of process and purpose, right? We have the Page of Swords. There's very much this laser beam of focus coming through your reading when it comes to whatever it is you're working on. And I just heard like getting better at. There's something you're getting better at, and it's providing more abundance. It's, you know, the blueberries are, you're being able to pick the harvest of this effort, right? Of this seed, of this intention, of whatever it is that you're nurturing. But yeah, the 4 of Swords too. It's like, it's interesting because I see it kind of in a way, or I feel it rather in a way that the energy is sharing with me to make sure you do take some time to rest. And then I also feel that you get a lot of like rest from this process. Like there's something about it where there's like almost endless energy, and it is recharging in some ways, restoring. There's a healing element to what it is that you are building and what it is you are focused on, and what it is you know, like you're working on a craft of something, and that can be literally anything. It doesn't have to be just be like, it can be, these are just some like examples, but you know, it could be any kind of like renovations that you're doing. You may be tackling a renovation or doing something that you've always wanted to do to your house, and there's things that you're learning, so you're studying a lot. Maybe you're taking a class in some form or another, painting, pottery, whatever, right? Maybe you're journaling more, maybe you're working more, maybe you're like studying for a new position in your job, or maybe you are like, there's all these potentials. This is a card of skill building. This is a card of committing to the process and really committing to learning to get to a new level, to get to a level of mastery in some form or another. I can tell that you've put a lot of work into this, and there's desire to continue with this card that comes out. The Page of Swords, this is where I'm getting that laser focus. There's this laser focus, again, pen to paper. Maybe you're getting really clear on your ideas and clear on the next like things that you are gonna be working on, you know, the next levels, the things that you need, the things that you need to get. Because there is like an element to like, maybe you are expanding in your business and delegating more, so there is like an element of pressure that's off. And then there's another kind of stream of energy that I'm sensing, that maybe some of you are like physically healing, and you're taking this time to become quite clear on what it is that you want to do in the next like phases of whatever it is that you're working on and doing. So let's see. I mean, let's see if this comes out in the spread. It's interesting that the Eight of Pentacles popped out. That's cool. I just, what's going on? Like, I want to hear from you, Leo. Okay. Leo. Okay, we've got the Seven of Coins, the King of Cups, the Six of Cups, Ace of Swords, the Hierophant, the Five of Wands, the Fool, the Knight of Wands, the Six of Swords, and the Nine of Coins. Maybe for some of you Leos out there, this is something that you've maybe been interested in since you were a kid, or maybe wanted to do when you were younger in some form or another. Some of you may be feeling very jovial and young at heart when it comes to this that we've been talking about, that you're doing. I do sense, Leo, you have a very full cup. You have a lot of emotional awareness, and like I heard peace in your conscious position with the King of Cups. The King of Cups knows how they feel, and is also very emotionally like mature, and is considerate to themselves as well as others. There's this balance, and I sense a lot of patience from you, Leo. I do. And I also sense a lot of, like, again, hard work. The Seven of Coins is in your subconscious position. So subconscious energy is like this energy that kind of just flows around us, or flows from us and kind of thing. So what I'm sensing is this, like, very much an energy of paying attention to what you're doing, really studying what works and what doesn't. Okay, like these roses are climbing up the lattice, and they take time to throw out a vine to catch something, and like it takes time to get there sometimes, and then they get up there and then they're leveling up, like, so there's the nature of Seven of Coins is very much an observation. You very much got to a certain place with whatever it is that you're doing, And now it's time to reflect and take a look at it, okay? Take a look at it, what's working, what isn't. There's such a guidance, like a divine guidance, and like a hand in hand with the universe. I feel like there's such a, some of this might be a spiritual practice for you, or some of you may be like working on, be energy workers and are like really like finding a groove with how you connect with life and how you practice whatever energy work that you practice. Feels, again, very warm at the center. I'm getting this energy from the Hierophant in the middle. This beautiful warm lantern in the middle of the reading is you, right? You are the heart. So there's things that are just like, I sense whatever it is like that you're working on and that you're doing, again, like is very much filling up your heart, and is very much like almost like a calling. And through the skill building, through the learning, through the process, through witnessing the unfolding of the process, seeing what, but being an active participant too, seeing what works, what doesn't. There's just this like, yeah, like a calling. I don't know, like there's just something with that, like it's bringing you closer to life. And there's these the Hierophant is the reminder that we are the key, right? The conduit between the cosmos and, the earth. We are little like feelers from the earth that can receive, right? Like everything here living on earth receives this energy because we're a part of everything. And so I sense that you have a unique and very authentic relationship with how you celebrate life and divine love and your practice, or your spirituality, your religion, however this looks for you. This is about developing your own kind of rituals or practices, traditions in regards to connecting with life. Capital L. So it's amazing. It's very interesting, Leo. Very interesting reading. I keep kind of coming up to the King of Cups. Like I do sense your cup is quite full. There's also a feather that's floating up in there, which I find really, really amazing. There's a lightness and a warmth to your energy. Coming out of your past position is the Eight of Swords, which again is another hand. So this is your truth, Leo. You've connected with an element, with your truth in a way, right? We have constantly unfolding truth. So there's a relationship or a connection with your truth in some way. Like it's right underneath the Seven of Coins. So what I'm sensing too is being quite clear on what works and what doesn't, and speaking up for what you need, and setting boundaries, and really speaking up. That's just something. There's just like something about speaking up for what you need in regards to what you're noticing it was not working and what is working. And that can even be just like being real with yourself. Being very clear with yourself about what you need and asking for it. And there's just such a wisdom, it's very kind of like it's just kind of priestly, for lack of better words, right? I mean, I guess the Hierophant is like the priest with the high priestess, the high priest, the high priestess. So there's like a knowing, recognition of the connection of everything, of God, and how we are God experiencing itself, and that we are all unique in that as well. And I feel like there's just this, again, warmth radiating from this energy, which is you, Leo, coming really like in your own energy. I sense that you're feeling very authentic and with this process. And that's where the commitment is coming, to keep leveling up and learning and doing and observing, and whatever it is that you're building, right? There's this notion of really showing up, wanting to show up, and like keep committing to this. The Five of Wands is in the future, so it's like this fire, like that's lit. And again, like the last couple of readings, we've been talking about a legacy, so perhaps some of you have been working on your legacy, whatever that means, right? Like to you, these are general, so if this resonates, fill in your details. The Strength is the Knight of Wands, which is your energy as well, fire energy. You're very much taking action towards this. You are putting action in. You are, passionate about this. Yeah, Leo, there's this core that's amazing. Like, you know how you feel. You know what you want. You know what's working and what isn't. And you're going for it. You're doing it. There's this openness to new directions. Although the Fool is in your blockages, so maybe some of you might feel like, I just saw someone teetering on like a tightrope, like, you know, really trying to catch themselves from falling. It can maybe feel like that, right? Like, let's pull a clarifier on that. Why is the Fool in Leo's blockages? The Ace of Cups. Interesting, Leo. Because the King of Cups is in your conscious position. Sometimes actually the King of Cups can be, yeah, still waters run deep. Maybe they're, you know, not really expressing your emotions fully, really being aware of them, but not expressing them. Also, there may be like an intuitive direction that you may be feeling like you want to take this, but it feels like maybe a bit unknown. The Fool is, yes, kind of starting something new, or jumping into the unknown, trusting the process, and know that, because I mean, you really very much care about what it is that you're doing and building. And it's gotten to a level where there's like, you have a lot of emotional wisdom and like solidity to it. You just, like, I don't know. It's a cool, but some of you may be intuitively wanting to take this in a different direction, and just feel like maybe a little bit apprehensive, like, because I don't know. I keep thinking like, maybe incorporating someone into what it is that you're doing, and that can be hard, right? Because when you've built something and you've worked so hard at something, it can be like kind of like, ooh, like hard to kind of relinquish that. But it's like there's something where you know that this is you and your legacy is ready to take this in a way that is new and fresh It's ready to expand. And you're doing it. It's funny because like I sense that like you're doing it. You're like preparing for and doing it, but it's almost like there's like an element of like getting dragged a little bit, but it's coming from the internal. It's coming from the internal. And the advice is to like try, you know, keep moving on, keep going. Like it is time to show up what you're made of, you know, really put it to the test again and again, like you have been. And you know this fresh start, you know this new chapter is starting. You can feel it. You've been preparing for it. It's just sometimes hard to change. You are a fixed sign. So like sometimes with the fixed signs, it's like, and there's been so much shaking up with the fixed signs. Like there's so much that these archetypes have learned about and reminded themselves about their adaptability. So one more card is the 9 of Coins in your inner child position. I feel like, yeah, there's something here that maybe you've been called to, like, since you were a little kid, that you've been working on persistently, or maybe now you are going back to it. Whatever you fall in that, it's like this, because like the 6 of Cups is really looking at the this beautiful bloom. And so I feel like that your inner child is very much fulfilled. It's very much like happy, secure, safe. The 9 of Coins is about comfort and security and being able to bloom and blossom in its entirety, you know. So like your inner child is very much feeling safe and loved and protected and like happy, like, you know, because the 9 of Coins is also kind of about luxury in ways. So it's like you really provided this is really providing you and your inner child a lot of like creativity, right? Your inner child does represent your creativity, your innocence, your joy, your purity. So yeah, I do feel like this is something that you've been interested in since you were a kid, or dreamed of when you were a kid or when you were younger, and you're either been working on it for some time now, and you're really like you just are, you love it, or you're bringing it back, and there may be some new innovative twist to it that you may not have seen yourself doing as a kid either. Like, you know, it could be like getting back to your very much artistic roots, but in a way that you have learned, because we consistently learn about what we're interested in, what we're not interested in. So there may be an element as your adult self that you're incorporating with your childhood like interests that are creating this like basket of blueberries. I love it, Leo. And just keep, you know, showing up for yourself when it comes to like, you know, that lurching feeling of a new beginning or whatever, because there's a definite new level that you're taking yourself in, this in your livelihood, in your hobby, whatever it is that we're talking about. Because again, I think it harkens back to a legacy. It also really comes from just like a mindset, and like, yeah, there's a mindset. Your mindset is in here too, and what you're doing matches your mindset because you're very clear on what it is, and it's starting to bring its result. It's bringing in results, and so there's this expanse happening, and it can kind of feel like volatile at times when you're like, oh my gosh, there's so much like leaping into the unknown, and like maybe you didn't even know it would take off like this, or that you would love it so much, or, you know, like, or both, or people, you know, like there's something with that. Let's pull a Lightworker Oracle for you, Leo. Whoa. Key of Light. Yes. So that really makes sense when it comes to the Hierophant in the middle of the reading here, because oftentimes the Hierophant is like, again, depicted as the high priest, like a priest figure, and they're like, have their thing, and there's always a key involved, because we are the key. We are the keys to open the doors that we want to open, right? Not every key is going to open every door at each chapter. Sometimes we have to take time to go to the workbench and switch the key to be able to open the door, right? Put the effort in, the persistence, and maybe that also ties in the Eight of Coins as well, is that you have figured out something and really honed into your desires, mixed with feeling like tuning in and praying and finding your own rhythm when it comes to receiving intuitive guidance from the universe. And the co-creation that's happening right now is poppin', okay? I'm loving it. So Key of Light, let's go a little closer. Look at that. I sense that you are receiving so much divine guidance right now, Leo. Let's see what it has to say. The write-ups, I'm gonna just read the beginning of them, but they're amazing. This deck is by Alana Fairchild. So 26, which also adds up to an 8, which is practice, commitment, development, mastery. Okay. Key of Light. Archangel Michael loves you unconditionally and serves your soul journey. He brings you a spiritual gift now, the Key of Light. This key allows you to open any door, clear away any obstruction, and free yourself from any prison or enslavement, physical, emotional, or psychological. There is no need for you to feel trapped or locked out of a situation you want to get into. You now hold within your hands a divine key that will assist you in many ways. Interesting, because you know that helps me. So thank you, energy. That helps me understand the Four of Swords too a little bit. You have been working on the energy is showing that you've been working on breaking through physical barriers, emotional, mental, spiritual barriers, right, when it comes to feeling yourself and doing things that bring you abundance. And that also includes emotional abundance. You're really including that in the process that you are stepping into from this place. And that's where that healing energy comes from, you know. So this key allows you to open any door, clear away any obstruction, and free yourself from any prison or enslavement, physical, emotional, or psychological. There is no need for you to feel trapped or locked out of any situation you want to get into. You now hold within your hands a divine key that will assist you in many ways. This too, Leo, this really helps with this, because nobody can do it just like you, okay? So if you're finding yourself like all of a sudden, you know, wanting to try certain things or do certain things, and you're like feeling a little bit of an imposter syndrome in some way, or find yourself like succeeding in some way, then getting the imposter syndrome, remember and just receive this divine light, this key, okay? Remember, you are the key, you are the gift. You are the gift, and we need you just as you are to keep exploring and trying things that you're passionate about, that are healthy and true to your authenticity, that bring joy to, you know, and that I missed one part of that by proxy brings joy into your environment. So yeah, I hope this was helpful in some way. It's super cool reading. The Six of Swords is all about clearing and having more mental capacity to be able to focus on the things you are. So there's an element here where you may be feeling a bit trapped, but I hope that this card here can remind you that you are not. And sometimes right before we expand, it feels like the wings are tied. We have to bust through them. So there's this like breaking out, like this untying of your, like rupturing of the string that keeps your wings intact. You know what I mean? Or not like intact, but like bound. I hope this is making some sort of sense. Keep up the good work, Leo. And know that you are allowed to, try anything that you want. And it's funny because I see you doing it. It's just that maybe there's these little squidgy feelings that come up, and that's totally normal. Okay. Well, happy birthday. I love you. Keep shining. We need you. We need your creativity, your zest, your love, all the things, your unique touch on things. And yeah, no door is closed for you. Remember, you are the key. Sometimes we got to go to that workbench and change the grooves of the key in order to open the doors that we want to. So I love you so much, and I'll see you next month.